The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show, so you can hear my show from 5 until 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville. With me, as always, Mecca Musick, CEO of 256today.com. Smart news for smart people. Smart enough to be the only person that will appear on this show who has not declared whether or not they're running for the Senate or governor. So she's holding that in her hat. We'll see if we can get her.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Okay,
that's a good topic.
We'll get to that here in just a little bit. We have a lot to talk about. Dale Strong will be with us, the congressman from the 5th Congressional District. We'll talk with him, and then I've got a parting shot for you. All this Jake Tapper stuff is just absolutely out of control, so I want to talk a little bit about that. But right now, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. Okay, I feel like we've been talking about this all along, and I told you from the very beginning, of course he's running for governor. No, nobody would ever question such a thing. What a silly thing to assume that the senator would stay in Washington, D.C. and gain seniority. And of course he's going to come back and be governor of the state. Okay, I was wrong. I got this wrong. I was
wondering where you're going with that because I remember you repeatedly saying, why would he do that? Why would he do that?
Some of his people were standing here one time, and I was like, he's not going to run for governor.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't want to out anybody, but they were like, maybe. And I was like, yeah, right, sure, whatever. And it turns out it's true.
It is very true.
Okay, can he be beat?
No.
Okay, so I've been asking people this question all week.
Okay.
And I'll probably ask it to Dale Strong when he comes in here as well. Name 3 Democrats, including 1 female, that could possibly be a player in any way, shape, or form here.
I think across the board, he has come out just shock and awe. I mean,
nobody can come up with him.
Came out really strong to clear the field. Ainsworth was already out, which, I mean, would have been the strongest contender. On the Democratic side, there is a rumor, and it's your favorite person.
One of them?
No, Doug Jones.
Okay. All right, what are we doing here? Unless Tommy Tuberville turns into Roy Moore, it doesn't matter. But we're getting off track here for a second. Congressman Brooks couldn't even come up with one. Okay, except for Doug Jones. So yeah, that's the one, right? So Tuberville comes out and says, I'm running for governor. Everyone goes, well, congratulations, governor-elect, Coach, United States Senator.
You said that.
Tommy
You're the
Tuberville.
one saying that.
Right, but it's a done deal. I can't even imagine a scenario where they're going to try.
What was it, 2 million and how long?
24 hours.
24 hours, 2 million. I mean, that's a very strong statement.
By the way, hilarious thing happening today. Our friends at AO.com. Kyle Whitmire, who's fighting a war on dumb and losing every single day. That guy, he wrote a column that said Tuberville running basically unopposed would mean we're in a Russian-style democracy. A Russian. So they're going to try to remove.
I don't think he's going to run unopposed.
Well, right, but they're suggesting that maybe he will, and they're also going to try to remove him from the ballot to save democracy. To save democracy, we must remove the guy from. Where have we heard this before? We've heard it all before, and it's idiotic. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about this United States Senate race. Obviously, Dale Strong, our guest coming up, has already said he's not going to run for that seat. A guy who ran for Jefferson County Sheriff and lost, Jared Hudson, is already in the race. Steve Marshall in the race, the Attorney General, who I think is a long, far and away lead. Some talk about Representative Barry Moore possibly being in the race. And I pinned down former Congressman Mo Brooks to get a maybe.
That's what I was going to ask you. Had you talked to Mo and what did he say?
I can't believe it. I don't think he's going to, but I think Mo likes attention. Like I like attention. And there's a good way to get attention. And it's when people are asking you, hey, are you going to do this? You go, I don't know, it's possible. Because he's right. Technically, it is possible. It is possible that Mo Brooks run for the seat. I don't think he's going to.
Okay, so Marshall is clearly the front runner at this point. Yeah. If Moore was to enter the race, I think that's a very strong competition right there. Yeah. And then furthermore, who would Trump endorse? I know he likes Marshall. I know he likes Moore. Who would he go for?
My guess is he would go for Marshall. I could be wrong on that. I've been wrong about
I don't know. I think Moore was one of the first loudest.
Marshall has been up there. Marshall has been on the right side of every culture war issue for the last like 8 years.
Well, yeah.
And
That was no accident.
well,
Yeah.
right. But he's been right in the mix on them. Every single thing. Redistricting, transgender stuff, every possible thing. He has been right in the mix. He's spoke on Capitol Hill. He's done all these things. He is the far and away frontrunner. But I will say this about Barrymore. He is a survivor. There is no other way to put this. Here's what happened. He was Mike Hubbard's right-hand man. They tried to put him in jail. He beat them. He runs for Congress. They spent all this money against him. He beats them. They draw him into another district with another congressman who has more money than him.
Yeah, and a very popular congressman at that.
And they beat him, or he beats them. So getting in a race with him, I would worry about it. Some people might say that he's like a cockroach. And you can survive anything. And that's not a comment on the quality of his character or anything. It's just the survivability.
I think it would be a very good race if this happens.
Yeah, I think so. It's very possible. All right, let's talk about tariffs here for a second. Trade war's over, guys. It's over. We're just done. We're done. We were going to have a trade war, but a judge said we can't do it. So, sorry. The whole thing is over. It's a good thing this guy wasn't a judge. It was 3 judges. You're right. I see you holding up those fingers. But the reality is, it's a good thing that we didn't have these 3 judges on D-Day, because they might have been like, call it off. We don't stop. We don't agree with this. You got to call it off. It really sucks for Donald Trump. He thought he was running to be president of the United States. He didn't realize he was going to be co-president with all these other judges who can just come in and stop every single thing he wants to. And by the way, that tariff thing they stopped, it isn't even the last thing they stopped. Another judge came in afterwards and was like, no, you can't stop kids from going to Harvard from China. I mean, so this is insane. It's insane. Now, if you were telling me that we're seeing a rejiggering of executive power and this is going to be how it's going to be forever, fine. But I remember the Biden administration. Okay, and in that situation, it wasn't Biden calling the shots, but it was the Politburo at the White House calling the shots. And the judges were like, that's cool, except for loan forgiveness. I forgot about it. Sorry, I know I was ranting. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit. But I do appreciate your perspective. It is very entertaining. I would like to point out that the 3 judges on the tariffs,
dismissive.
one was Obama, one was Reagan, and one was a Trump appointee, okay? So from what I understand, it's not country specific tariffs you can do, but you can still do commodities. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Okay, I think that's correct.
Did they decide? Is it their own?
So, but listen, so the next step would be Supreme Court, right? Well, I think that has been proven to be shown that they are much more open to expanding executive power. So this isn't over.
I think it is over. And since you insulted me, I'm going to insult you here real quick.
No,
so let me just tell you something. Do you believe that those judges, my phone's ringing. Do you believe, it must be Trump, do you believe that those judges have decided right away? Do you believe that the judges made a decision based on who they were appointed by? And do you believe?
No. Honestly,
hold on. Follow-up question. Do you believe Donald Trump went through that judge's record before he's appointed to that court? Do you think Donald Trump knew the International Trade Court existed?
Probably not.
And my point in saying all of that is everyone's like, well, it's a Trump judge. It's like
1 of 3.
Right, but the idea that Trump single-handedly went through and selected these guys.
No, absolutely. I don't think anyone actually believes that.
I just want to say it because you were insulting me. So
I don't think I insulted you. I'm the nice one.
All right, but that's why I brought it up. All right, lastly, let's move on here real quick. This was an interesting poll. Rasmussen has a poll out that shows that over 50% of the country believes we are moving in the right direction. Now, full disclosure, CNN has a poll out that says 39% believe we're moving in the right direction. Either way, the Rasmussen poll would be the first time they've ever polled it where a majority have said we're moving in the right direction. And I got to tell you, Trump racking up these L's is helping him. I'm dead serious about that. Them stopping him from doing stuff, I truly believe it. These trade situations where he says, okay, we're going to make a deal. I'm going to pause these tariffs. I'm going to do all this stuff. Stock market rebounds. That's his doing.
The same thing though happened in his campaign. Right. He gets charges or any sort of attacks on him. Well, I mean, the fundraising numbers just through the roof the next day, each and every time. So I think you might be onto something there. You did point out this was one poll, and this is historical for this one poll, no doubt. But it is the only poll currently saying that. I think there's definitely an upward trend.
Oh, there's an upward trajectory.
I mean,
that's the point.
Yeah, exactly. So compared to the Biden administration to now, more Americans have confidence that the country is heading in the right direction.
I think, you hear all the talk in the media, and as usual, you would get one story. And then you see numbers like jobs numbers, consumer confidence, all these things. The numbers are going in the different direction. The media's like, oh my God, the sky is falling. China's destroying us. It's the worst thing in the world. That's not what's happening. And so the only problem I have with what's going on, to go back to the tariffs conversation here real quick, is Donald Trump's in the middle of these negotiations, and these judges just go, I'm going to take your biggest weapon away.
Right, because and we have talked about this endlessly, the art of the deal, things are moving and happening, it's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, thank you very much to Mecca. Coming up next here in a second, we're going to have Dale Strong with us. And Dale Strong is a congressman who a lot of people thought might run for United States Senate. So he says, no, that's not happening. But did he say he wasn't running for governor? I don't think so. We'll have to ask him about that when we come back. Dale Strong will be with us. Stay tuned.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. My friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Get the latest scoop on Bama straight from the coach's mouth. Stream the Kalen DeBoer Show anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I'm Dale Jackson. And with me, as always, Mecca Musick.
And this week, we have Congressman Dale Strong representing Alabama's 5th District here as our guest. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you again.
This week, you put out a statement, a very strong statement that you were committed to North Alabama. What led you to that decision?
Well, you know, I did look at this to talk to Coach several months ago, but my thing is you look at the committees that I serve on, I'm on appropriations as a sophomore, and I think that's where I can do more, not just for our district, but also for Alabama. And so you think about it, it would take 2 terms or 12 years to get to that same equivalent in the Senate. I think I'm right where I need to be, and I feel very comfortable in my position.
You didn't say you weren't running for governor. I mentioned that before. I didn't say it, so let's get it out of the way. You're running for governor?
I'm not running for governor. I'm going to run for re-election to the United States Congress. Let's finish what we went there to do, and let's do something about this $36 trillion debt.
Okay, let's talk about that big, beautiful bill. There's a lot of conversations going on about that. You guys got it out of the House, obviously. There's going to be some changes made in the Senate. What's going to happen? Because they make changes, it's coming back.
You know, that's the thing. I think it's coming back also. We have a very small majority, but you look at it. Everybody said what we can't do, but just look at what the 118th and 119th Congress have done. I welcome the changes of the Senate because I'll tell you, I do believe that there are more cuts there. I think we've got to codify some of these presidential executive orders. Let's do everything we can to take this over the goal line, and let's get to that next budget.
Let me ask one more question about Congress. The tariff conversation. There were some judges that said, hey, can't do this. Congress could. Congress has tariff authority. Is there any talk of kind of taking back that power and maybe codifying Trump's tariffs?
Well, I think that we've got to codify those tariffs. The big thing that we got to do is get these people to the table. The president said he had 175 countries at the table. That's what we got to do. You start looking at $2.2 billion to Australia for beef, and they're doing zero with America. I think that's an insult to the American farmer, and I think that ought to be cut off immediately. You look at what went to USAID, totally unacceptable. You look at Sesame Street for transferring that. We don't need to do that. That was $20 million that did it. The big thing is, you look at Europe and what they've done to America, they'd be speaking German if it wasn't for America today. And so what I want to do is let's get fair trade where it works for America. And the thing is we've been taken advantage of long enough, and the American people are starting to see it.
Congressman, I want to bring up my favorite topic, and Tel gets mad at me every week for trying to put it on the show every week. Space Command.
Oh, okay.
I would like to talk about Space Command. You have obviously played a very large role here and in D.C. And talking about the proper home, by numerous reports, tell us the latest on this.
Well, I'll tell you, we had an AG report that came out, an IG report that says that the current posture in Colorado is unsustainable. It's the same thing that everybody here already knows. When I went to Washington, I said, I want to do what's right for national security. And that's exactly what I've continued to do. Colorado, this report from the IG came out today, said to build because they said that their current facilities are unsustainable, that they're located in multiple locations. To build in Huntsville would save more than $426 million. We've got the right people at the right place at the right time for national security. I'm going to continue to advocate for it.
Okay, so here's the question. When?
The Secretary of the Air Force has been seated. It is his call now. I do believe this IG report. I know I told you it would be imminent, but I promise you we need to do this to move forward. We've wasted 4 years and several months on this deal, and I promise you our country can wait no longer.
Well, I mean, over the space of all time, imminent could mean anything. So maybe you're right. So it's coming. Look, I think
I thought it would have happened by now.
I think it's coming. It's a no-brainer. I think you just got to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So I think that's probably pretty clear.
All right, so every time I talk to you, I'm asked, how are things in D.C.? I know you miss home, because you talk about home a lot. I get that. One of the conversations that I've asked you about is like, have you found some decent barbecue in D.C. yet? So have you found it? No.
It's hard to find barbecue any better than right here in North Alabama, but we have taken that to D.C., and they do understand what white sauce is.
Nice.
We've done that not only for the leadership, but also for our members, and some of those boats had it shipped there. But the other thing that we've done is we brought a lot of folks from Congress to North Alabama. I wanted to be sure they understand our role that we play and what we do for national security, what we do for agriculture. We've had the Speaker of the House here twice. We've had the Majority Leader here twice. Ken Calvert was here last week. They understand what we do, and we're going to continue to push our case. Capability in North Alabama, second to none. I believe Space Command's coming, but we have no time to waste.
Have you taken any members of the Democratic Party to barbecue in D.C.? And go look at what it is. If you go, there's a barbecue place off Capitol Hill. I can't remember the name of it. You walk in, they give you a metal tray, and it's got like a pile of meat, and like 2 pickles and like some bread. And I'm like, what is this? It doesn't even make any sense. It's a very strange. I don't know how you live up there.
They wouldn't even know what a potato with pork on that. They've never seen anything like that.
Now it makes more sense why Tommy Tuberville wants to leave. I mean, it does. It makes a lot of sense as to why he might want to leave. Quickly, we talk about the big beautiful bill, the Trump tax cuts, and all this other stuff. This is something that seems like a no-brainer. But we saw in the Alabama legislature, there was an overtime tax cut that kind of got bogged down in the morass. Is that going to happen here?
Well, I think that we've got to move forward. I think the Senate, take it up, send something back to us. Let's work on this thing. The big thing is, I know of no Republican that wants to be a part of the largest tax increase in our country's history. We went and calculated what that would cost the average family in the 5th Congressional District. Anybody here want a 22% increase in their taxes, which would equate to about a $1,300 cost per household? I'll tell you this right here. I've never voted for a tax and I never will. This is unacceptable. I expect the Senate to take this up. Let's move forward, negotiate, find out the changes. There's more savings in that bill, and it's unsustainable. $84 billion for the U.S. Department of Education, and I'll promise you, y'all know where I stand on that.
Last question here. One of our topics was whether the country's moving in the right direction. Some polls say that. I think the vibes sort of show that.
The vibes?
The kids these days. The vibes sort of show that. But I was shocked to see that in a poll. What do you sense?
Well, I think the American people see the effort of Donald Trump. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I've been with him a good bit since he's been there. People are frustrated with inflation, and you look, for the first time, it's down in a long time. You look at gas prices, they're down. But right now, he's having to fight the courts. This is unbelievable. It's the executive branch. He's trying to save America. You look at these countries that are charging us tariffs. We're charging nothing. And then you look at the Indo-Pacific. It's a tinderbox. You look at what's going on in Israel. He's trying to work through and stop these wars. You look at Russia and Ukraine. I mean, you look at it. America cannot stand this.
All right, there we go. Dale Strong, thank you very much, Congressman from the 5th Congressional District. Thank you very much for being here. When we come back, parting shot, Mecca's leaving. Show gets so much better. Stay tuned.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the US Med Diabetes Solution Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Get the latest scoop on Bama straight from the coach's mouth. Stream the Kalen DeBoer Show anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics. This week, I am Dale Jackson. Before we jump in to the parting shot, let me remind you about heading on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. You'll find videos there that I do all the time, even some sports stuff. yellowhammernews.com. Check them out today. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to the parting shot. My party shot this week is directed at guys like Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson. They've written this book, Original Sin, and they're talking in this authoritative way about the lies told by the Biden administration to the media about Biden's health. And it sort of casts things as if there was a deception underway that clouded the vision of the American national media. Well, why did everyone else see it then? Why did all Republicans see it? Were they just being smear merchants and trashing Joe Biden and they just got it right? Or did they see what was in front of them and call it what it is? And I think we all know the answer to that. Unfortunately, for guys like Jake Tapper, in order to sell this book, he has to go out and do interviews. And during these interviews, what's being exposed is very clear. The guy doesn't believe anything he's saying. At this particular point in time, he is ready to burn down the Biden administration and talk about how bad they were. But in the moment, he was willing to defend them no matter what. The Biden administration at this point has outlived its usefulness, so now the American media can rip them apart. And what this does is it allows the American media to get off the hook for what they actually did. And the American people have to remember this. They had all the same information the rest of us had. They saw all the same things we saw, and their conclusion was that we were lying. We were the ones who were being disingenuous. We were the ones that were being unfair because Joe Biden was smarter than he'd ever been, better than he'd ever been. And that was said by Joe Scarborough. Jake Tapper went on that show and said that Joe Scarborough was an audience of one for Joe Biden, and they made it so Joe Scarborough felt that way. Garbage. They wanted to see it that way, and they were going to tell that story no matter what because beating Donald Trump was more important. And they sold their credibility down the river again when they really didn't have all that much to sell. So that's what happened, and don't let them change the record. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics this week. We'll be back next week. Thank you for being here. Talk to you soon.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.